IKEA just fixed one of the most frustrating problems with the Dirigera hub, but here is the catch. They also quietly raised the price by over 30%. So the big question right now is this thing still worth buying in 2026? Let's break it down. The Dirigera hub has been IKEA's answer to the smart home ecosystem. It connects and manages all of their Thread and Matter devices under one roof through the IKEA Home Smart app. For a long time, it was positioned as the budget-friendly entry point into a proper smart home setup. And it worked, mostly, but users with larger setups, think multiple rooms, multiple border routers, kept running into an annoying problem. The Thread network would get unstable, devices would drop off, performance was inconsistent. Not exactly what you want from the thing that's supposed to be running your home. Well, the latest firmware update, version 2.934.5, has directly addressed that. The issue was Thread IPv6 routing, and when you had more than one border router on the network, they weren't coordinating properly. That caused the instability. The new firmware fixes the coordination between those routers, and the result is a noticeably more stable and reliable network. For anyone who has been fighting with their Dirigera setup for months, that is genuinely good news. But here is where it gets a little complicated. While IKEA was quietly shipping that fix, they were also quietly raising the price. In the US, the Dirigera went from $70 to $109. In the UK, from £60 to $70. In Europe, from €60 to $80. No official explanation from IKEA, but the likely culprit is component costs, what some in the industry are calling the RAM tax. Occasional discounts have brought it back down temporarily, but the base price is now firmly higher than it used to be. And that price hike matters because the competition has gotten a lot more capable. If you already own an Apple TV 4K, a HomePod Mini, or a Samsung SmartThings hub, you may not actually need the Dirigera at all. IKEA's Matter over Thread devices can now pair directly with those platforms. Thread 1.4 has introduced unified mesh networking, which means devices from different brands can now talk to each other more seamlessly than ever. The ecosystem that once made the Dirigera feel necessary is now the same ecosystem that could make it feel optional. If this kind of content helps you make smarter tech decisions, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. We break down exactly this kind of stuff so you don't have to dig through forums at midnight to figure it out. There's also a new tool worth knowing about. The Thread Group has released a free Android app that lets you actually visualize your Thread mesh network. It does topology mapping, shows you signal quality between devices, and helps you identify which devices might be causing problems. It's still in alpha, and it's Android only for now, so it's not perfect. You do have to manually cross-reference device IDs to make full sense of the data. But for anyone managing a more complex setup, it's a step forward that didn't exist before. So who should actually buy the Dirigera hub right now? If you are new to smart home tech and you want the simplest possible way to get started with IKEA's ecosystem, it still makes sense. The setup is clean, the app is intuitive, and it handles IKEA's Matter over Thread devices really well out of the box. IKEA has also expanded their lineup with 21 new Matter over Thread devices, so there's plenty to build with. But if you already have an established smart home setup with an Apple or Samsung border router already in the mix, the honest answer is you probably don't need it. The higher price makes it harder to justify when the devices you already own can do the same job. The smarter play right now is to audit what you already have. If your existing platform supports Thread, start there. If you're starting from scratch and want simplicity without a steep learning curve, the Dirigera at the right sale price is still a solid pick. Just don't pay full price if you can help it. The smart home space is moving fast, and IKEA is moving with it. Whether the Dirigera stays relevant another year from now really depends on whether they can keep improving the software while keeping the hardware accessible.